Nasa chapter 3 tayo ng Exodus. Babasa na tayo para mabilis kasi may lakad kami bukas. Alis kami ng maaga. So, at malulubad na rin ako. Now, Moses was reading the flocks of Jethro and his father-in-law, Jethro. His father-in-law, the priest of the Midian, and he led the flock to the far side of the wilderness and came to the hero, ano? Horeb, the mountain of God. There is an angel of the Lord appeared in him, flames the fire from within bush. Moses was that though he bush was on the fire. It did not burn up, so Moses thought, I will go over the sea, this strange sight, why the bush does not burn up. When the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, Here I am. Do not come any closer. Do not come any closer, God said. Take off your sandals, for a place where you are standing is holy ground. Then he said, I am the God of all father, the God of Abraham, and the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. At this Moses hid his face because he was afraid to look at God. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the misery of my people in Egypt. I have heard them crying, and because of their slave drivers, and I am concerned about what that they're suffering. So I have came down to rescue them from the land of Egyptians, and bring them out to the land into a good and spacious and flowing with milk and honey. And hello, the home of Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites. And now the cry of Israelites has reached me, and I have seen the way the Egyptians are opening them. So now I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, Who I am that I should go Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt. And God said, I will be with you, and this will be the sign that is I who sent you. When you have brought the people out of the Egypt, you will worship God in the mountain. Moses said to God, Suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, God, the God of you fearless, ano? The God of your fathers has sent me to you. And they asked me, what is his name? Then we shall tell them. What I shall tell them. God said Moses, I am who I am. This is what you say to the Israelites. I am I am, he sent me to you. God said to Moses, say the Israelites, the Lord, the God of your fathers, and the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever, the name you shall recall me from generations to generations, to assemble peddlers of Isaac and say to them, the Lord of God, God of your father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, appeared to me and said, I have watched over you and have seen what has been done to you in Egypt, and I have promised to bring you up out of your misery in Egypt into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and flowing within the milk and honey. The elders of Israel, I will listen to you. Then you and elders, you go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord of God and the Hebrews has met with us. Let us make a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifice to the Lord of God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless I might had compel him. So I will strengthen out my hand and strike the Egyptian with all the wonders that I will perform among them. After that, he will let you go, and I will make the Egyptian favorably disposed toward these people, so that when you leave, you will not empty-handed. How every woman is to ask her neighbor and any woman living in her house for articles of silver and gold, and for clothing which you will put on your sons and daughters, and so will plunder the Egyptian. Moses answered, what if they do not believe me or listen to me or say the Lord did not appear to you? Then the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? Stop, he replied. The Lord said, throw it on the ground. Moses threw it on the ground and became a snake, and he ran from it. Then the Lord said to him, reach your hand and take it by the tail. So Moses reached out and rock hold on the snake, and it turned back into staff in the hand. This, said the Lord, is so that they may be believed that the Lord, the God of their fathers and God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, has appeared to you. Then the Lord said, put your hand inside your cloak. So Moses put hand inside his cloak, and when he took out the skin was leprous. It has become white and snow. Now put back into your cloak, and said to Senior Moses, put his hand back into his cloak. And then he took out, it was a stored like a rest of his flesh. Hello. Then the Lord said, if they do not believe, you or pay attention to your first sign, they may believe at the second. But if they do not believe these two signs or listen to you, the same water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground, the water you take from the river will become blood and ground. Moses said to the Lord, Pardon your servant, Lord. I have never seen eloquent neither in the past. Since you have spoken to your servant, I am slow of speech and tongue. The Lord said to him, who gave human beings their mouth? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight and make them blind? It is not the Lord. Now go, I will help you speak and teach you that what to say. But Moses said, pardon your servant, Lord. Please send someone else. Then the Lord's anger burned against Moses and said, what about your brother Aaron, the Levi? I know he can speak well. He is already on his way to meet you, and he will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will help you both to speak and will teach you what to do. He will speak to the people for you, and I will be as if were your mouth and as if you were God of him. But take his staff in your hand, and on your perform a sign with him. Then Moses went back to Jethro. His father-in-law said to him, let me return to my own people in Egypt to see if any one of them still alive. Jethro said, go, and I wish you well. Now the Lord has said to Moses in Midian, go back to Egypt, for all those who have wanted to kill your dead. So Moses took his wife and son, put them on a donkey, and started back to Egypt. And he took staff of God in his hand. And the Lord said, Moses, when you return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the wonders I have given you the power to do. But I will harden this heart so that he will not let the people go. Then say to Pharaoh, this is what the Lord said, Israel is my firstborn son, and I told you, let my son go so he may worship me. But you refuse to let him go. I will kill your firstborn son. And a lodging place in the way that the Lord met Moses was about to kill him, but Siparo took a flint knife, cut off her mouth, son's foreskin, and touched Moses' spear with it. Sir, surely you are the bridegroom of blood to me, he said. So the Lord let him alone. At that time, he said, nakakasira, parang ang liliit. He said, bridegroom of blood, referring to circumcision. The Lord said to Aaron, go into the wilderness to meet Moses. So he met Moses in the mountain of God and kisses him. Then Moses, Aaron, everything the Lord has seen in him, sent him to say, and also about the sign he had commanded him to perform. Moses said, Aaron brought together all the elders of the Israelites, and Aaron told them everything the Lord had said to Moses. He also performed the sign before the people, and they believed. And when they heard that the Lord was concerned about them and had been their misery, they bowed down and worship. Ang sakit sa mata. Ayan. So hanggang dito lang muna tayo sa chapter 5. I hope you like and subscribe and share my channel. Comment na rin kayo. Thanks guys. Until tomorrow. Ang liliit kasi ang hirap basahin. So hanggang dito lang. Bye-bye.